Hey everyone, Glisten here, I'm back. Everyone, welcome to Glisten's Culinary Delights. I've been out of commission for a few weeks now because of my injury, and it's still there, but I am so bored at home that I have to start making these videos. These videos are my favorite thing every single week, every weekend when I make them. They make me happy, so regardless of me being injured, I'm still going to go for it. So today we're gonna actually do something pretty simple that I've made dozens of times, and it's super delicious. So it's gonna be a pretty short video, but I promise this is gonna be one of the easiest, best desserts that you ever make. So let's get started. So today we're gonna make something that's an amazing dish. It's a Mexican, and it's called sopapillas. So if you've never had a sopapilla before, they're so delicious. It's like a dessert with cinnamon and sugar. And we are actually gonna change it up a little bit, and we're gonna make a sopapilla cheesecake. So it's super simple, super easy. You're just gonna get 2 things of Pepperidge Farm Puff Pastries. I have them here. And I like to use the Pepperidge Farm ones because they come with 2, but you don't have to get those. You can get just any type of puff pastry that they have at your store. These come in the frozen food section. Sometimes they'll have them over like by like the yogurt and stuff, or like the cookies, like the cookie dough. But mostly they're in like the frozen food section. So as you can see, this doesn't quite fit at the bottom of my 9 by 13. So what you're going to do is you're going to get a rolling pin and roll it out. Because I only have one hand, I'm just going to try to stretch it out because I can't use a roller. So before I do that though, I'm going to actually spray some Pam at the bottom of my dish. Then add this down here. Stretch it out. So you just want it to be spread across the whole bottom of your baking dish. That looks good. All right, the next thing is you're going to get a fork and you're gonna poke holes in the whole thing of puff pastry, as you can see I'm doing. You just want to do this so that it doesn't puff up too much, because we are going to bake this and then we're going to add our cream cheese filling on top. All right, so now that I have the holes all poked into it, I'm gonna stick this in the oven for 15 minutes at 400 degrees. Make sure you have your oven preheated before you do so. All right, so now that we have our crust, the bottom crust in the oven, that's gonna be in there for 15 minutes. We are going to get 2 sticks of cream cheese in a stand mixer, and then we've got some sugar and we've got some vanilla. Now the recipe for this is going to be down in the description, just so you know. So what we're going to do is we're going to fluff up this cream cheese first, and then we'll add the other 2 ingredients. A little hard to do with just the one hand. I'm going to add in our sugar and our vanilla and stir that up. All right, here we go. Nice and fluffy. We have one more thing we're gonna add to the top of our sopapillas when they're done, but we're gonna take our puff pastry out and put this on top of it first. All right, here's the last of the topping. So this is gonna go on top of your second layer of cheesecake, and I'll show you how that's done. But you're gonna get some butter, you're gonna melt it, and then you're gonna have some cinnamon and sugar. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to mix that up, because cinnamon sugar is what makes a sopapilla a sopapilla. All right, let's get our bottom crust out and we can put it all together. All right, our bottom crust is out of the oven. It looks good. It puffed up just slightly, but that's okay. And so what we're going to do is we're going to layer it. But first I'm gonna let this cool for like 10 to 15 minutes because it's piping hot, and we don't want to put that cream cheese mixture on top of this piping hot crust. So let's let this cool, come back to it. All right, so we're ready. This is cooled a little bit. It's not completely cooked on the bottom, but that's okay because it's gonna cook more once we put it back in the oven. So what we're gonna do first is you're going to get your cheesecake mixture and pour that on top. If I can do it. right, I did it. So now I'm gonna just spread it around. You want an even layer on top of that. All right, perfect. All right, here's where your second puff pastry comes into play. And you're gonna roll it out. I'm just gonna stretch it out because I can't roll again. And you're gonna put it over the top of your cheesecake layer. If you have any extra left over on the side, just tuck it in. That's looking good. All right, so here's the last step that we're gonna do. You're going to get your butter and you're going to add it to the top of your puff pastry. Spread it around. All right, and then last but not least, you're gonna get your cinnamon and sugar and you're going to sprinkle it over the top of the whole puff pastry. Right, you can get a spoon if you want to make sure it's all spread evenly. And that's it. So we're gonna put this in the oven for 25 to 30 minutes, just until it's brown on top and it's cooked all the way through. A good way to check is to look at the bottom and you'll be able to see that if it's cooked all the way, and I'll show you what that looks like later on. But we're gonna stick this in the oven and see how they turn out. It is ready. It's out of the oven 25 minutes. If it's not completely done at 25 minutes, you're gonna wanna look at the bottom too, and if the bottom is brown, then you know you're good. You're gonna let this chill on your counter for about 20 minutes before slicing. You can eat it warm like that, or you can stick it in your fridge. And then you're gonna also wanna store it in your fridge. On any leftovers, you're gonna wanna store in your fridge because it's cheesecake. So I'm gonna let this cool for about 20 minutes and then I'll cut a slice and taste it. All right, it's done and it's been cooling for about 20 minutes. You can let it cool for longer if you like, however long you want. So we're gonna give it a try. Super crispy on top. I'm gonna stick that down on the counter because it's crispy on the bottom too. That's great because it's showing me that it's done. Let's give it a taste. Oh my gosh, good stuff. Now it's perfect to eat like right now as it's cold, or you can stick it in the fridge and like I said, you could just eat it later. Whatever you like, store your leftovers in the fridge. Thank you for watching and I'm back. So stay tuned for next week. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I'll catch you next time. Have a great day.